Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into immunotherapy, a totally revolutionary way to fight cancer, not by attacking it from the outside, but by unleashing the power that's already inside you. So here's our game plan for this quick explainer. We're going to start with the big idea, then see how it just rewrites the rulebook for treatment. After that, we'll get into the risks and figure out how doctors pick the right patients. Then a peek into the future before we wrap it all up with a super handy cheat sheet. Okay, so first things first, what is the big idea here? What really makes immunotherapy such a massive shift in how we even think about treating cancer? Well, to put it simply, immunotherapy doesn't go after cancer directly with, outside chemicals. Instead, think of it like a personal trainer for your immune system. It's there to remind your body how to spot and destroy cancer cells, a job it was designed to do, but sometimes, well, it just forgets. And that is the crucial point, this huge shift in strategy. We're moving away from the whole idea of an external attacker, like chemotherapy, and we're moving toward empowering an internal defender, your very own body. So let's get into how this new approach just completely changes the rules of the game, from how fast it works to, maybe more importantly, how long those effects actually stick around. And right away, this slide shows us the first new rule. You gotta have patience. Unlike chemotherapy, which can often be a really rapid attack, immunotherapy is definitely playing the long game. It is not an instant fix. It can take months because you're basically waking up and training an entire army from the ground up. But here's the incredible payoff for that patience: durability. You see, unlike chemo, which pretty much stops working once the drug is gone, immunotherapy can create a long-term memory in your immune system, and that can lead to responses that last for years, even after the treatment is over. Now, this unique way of working leads to a really weird situation. Imagine this. A patient gets a scan after starting immunotherapy, and their doctor says, well, the tumor actually looks bigger. How in the world could that be good news? Well, this crazy phenomenon is called pseudoprogression. The tumor looks bigger not because the cancer's growing, but because your immune army, your T cells, has finally shown up to the party and is swarming the enemy's stronghold. It's actually the sign of a battle, not a defeat. Of course, you can't just unleash such a powerful force inside the body without any consequences. It's a real double-edged sword, and it comes with its own unique set of risks. This quote just nails the central challenge. Immunotherapy works by taking the natural brakes off your immune system. But as you can imagine, an immune system with no brakes can get a little overenthusiastic and sometimes can't tell the difference between a cancer cell and healthy tissue. And that can lead to what we call immune-related adverse events, or IRAEs. It's essentially friendly fire. Your supercharged immune system might start attacking the colon, causing colitis, or the lungs, causing pneumonitis, or even just the skin, causing a rash. So, this brings us to a huge piece of the puzzle. Immunotherapy just doesn't work for everyone. So how did doctors figure out who the right patient is? Well, they kind of become detectives, looking for very specific clues in the tumor called biomarkers. Okay, let's break down the three main clues. First up is something called PD-L1. Think of it like a camouflage protein that tumors use to hide. If it has high levels, that means the tumor is really relying on this disguise, which actually makes it a great target. Second is tumor mutational burden, or TMB. Basically, ugly tumors with tons of mutations are just easier for the immune system to spot as being foreign. And third, doctors check if a tumor is hot, meaning it's already full of T cells, or cold and totally lacking any immune soldiers on this. So, to help more patients, especially those with those cold or really well-disguised tumors, the next big thing is all about teamwork, combining different therapies to create a much more powerful attack. There are a few key strategies here. You can use two different immunotherapy drugs at the same time to release the brakes at two different points. You can also combine it with chemotherapy, where the chemo acts like an advanced squad, damaging the cancer and flagging it for the immune system. Or you can use drugs that improve blood flow, basically building a superhighway for your T cells to get right to the tumor. All right, let's bring it all home. If you only remember three things from this entire explainer, please make it these three. First, the mechanism. It's all about restoring your body's own natural defenses. Second, monitoring. Because it can cause that friendly fire, being super vigilant for side effects is absolutely critical. And third, counseling. It's so important to remember that bigger on a scan can actually be very, very good news. And that leaves us with this final, kind of mind-blowing thought. You know, cancer might just be the beginning. As we get better and better at conducting our own internal army, what other diseases, what other frontiers, from autoimmune disorders to infections, are we going to be able to conquer next? The possibilities, they're truly astounding.